Alright, hey there, what's going on? This is Jonathan Aguilar, and today I want to share with you what habits are, why do they exist, and how can we change them. Now, I'm actually recording this, I'm going live on my Facebook right now on my phone, and I'm also recording it here on this camera so I can put this video on my vlog later on. It's Monday morning. I just got back from, dropping my girls off from school, to school, which kind of sucks. I usually I don't like dropping my girls off to school. We're always having a great time here when they're home with us. Let's go back to the habits. What are habits exactly, and what, what's going on? What happens inside our head that doesn't let us, keep going up? And if you guys are live right now, I apologize. I can't read the comments just yet because I have the phone turned around so I can use a better camera. So I'll just go back over there and answer any questions that you may have. So, anyways, habits. There's a very good book that talks about habits, and that is this book right here. And I'm probably going to leave the link somewhere around. If you're watching this on my blog, look for the link somewhere around this blog post and check it out. If you guys don't have it, I'm going to be having this book, this presentation, this video up on my vlog as well. So make sure you check it out. So what exactly are habits? Habits are, there are good habits and there are bad habits. In my opinion, becoming successful is all about having good habits. A habit can be anything from hanging out with, the right person or hanging out with the wrong person. You see, they say, right, successful people, that you are, basically the 5 people that are around you. So, if you were if you were actually to look at your life right now, today, and see who your most, or the 5 most influential people in your life are, that's basically who you are. So, let's say if you're, one of the people that you actually look up to the most is, I don't know, he might be, a great person, you actually love him, but it's good to have someone that you respect, that you appreciate, that you love. That could be a family member, that could be really anybody, a friend that can actually become a family, right? Sometimes not even your own family, it's your own family, right? Sometimes some random person that you met in the street, and then later on you build a relationship with them, they can actually become your family. So it's not necessarily your family. So let's say you have, someone that you look up to is, your Uncle Joe, right? But you respect him, you appreciate him, but here is one of the bad habits that Uncle Joe has, right? He is 65 years old, he still works at McDonald's, and so is that, it's good to have respect for, this specific person. Can you get some opinions or some, options and some, I don't know, business, advice from him? I don't think so. Why? Because he hasn't accomplished that, right? So he has some bad habits. And so if you, start going into, you can, again, you can appreciate this person, but you can't, learn from them. So if you start learning from them, you, in a way, are going to be catching some of the habits that this specific person has, right? So is that a good thing? No. But there are good people out there that you can actually learn from. So habits. Let me share with you one of the worst habits that I had, right? Worst habits that I had. So when I was 13 years old, I was living in Guatemala, and I was literally it was just my brother and I. Right? It was just my brother and I, 13 years old, and my mom had migrated to the United States, of course. And so it was only my brother and I living in Guatemala for 2 years. 2 years we were there alone. And so when I was 13, I started, getting into, school, right? The school over there are, a little different than the United States. But I picked up a really, really bad habit from someone who I thought it was my friend, right? You can just consider people your friend all the time. I don't know, it's just kind of weird how it works. Like, oh yeah, he's my friend, and you only probably met him once or twice. Anyway, point is, when I was 13 years old, I started smoking cigarettes. very, very bad habit. You could say that is a bad habit, right? That's a very bad habit. So I started smoking cigarettes when I was 13 years old. And when I was 15, 16, I don't know, something like that, I try to quit, and then, you will see, by that time I was already here in the United States, so I would quit, I try to quit, but then I would always meet someone who was smoking cigarettes. So the habit would come back to me, even though I was trying to quit, the habit would come back to me and hunt. It was like it would like hunt me down, you could say, and I didn't, I wasn't prepared in the mind, in my brain, to actually let go of a habit that could potentially kill me, right? And so, it just went on and up. So I was 13 years old smoking cigarettes, and then I was introduced to the home business industry, to the network marketing industry. To be honest with you, when I was 24, it was literally like a few months, maybe 3 months, and I was going to be 25. So, literally when I was 25 years old, I got introduced to the home business industry, and so I left the habit. Believe it or not, I started reading. I started learning what home business was all about. I started learning what marketing was all about. I started learning what success was all about, and then I started meeting people who were already successful. People who were making, I don't know, $50,000 a month, right? Other people making $10,000 a day, right? Or on a single sale, or maybe multiple sales, during the day. So I started realizing what success was and what the habits that these people had that had made them successful. So what I did when I turned 25, I made a decision. I made a decision that I would quit smoking cigarettes forever. And since I was, since I, when I learned about what home business in the internet marketing world and marketing was all about. So I made a decision. So habits, in a way, is something that you can actually break just by simply making a decision. For example, becoming successful is actually a decision that happens inside people's mind. You don't just wake up and say, "Whoa, I'm going to be successful today." No, it's something that you keep going and going after and after, day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out. And so there is something that happens inside your head where you realize that what you're doing is shit, that it sucks, right? That you need to do something better. So what I did was, when I was, smoking since I was 13, and I used to smoke a lot, man. It was just crazy. And so when I was 25, I started realizing, what am I doing with my life, right? What the heck is this, right? So it was either, quit smoking cigarettes right now that I'm 25, forever, make the decision to quit, or continue to smoke cigarettes and, something that potentially can kill me, right? That, it's a very potential thing that you can get lung cancer if you keep smoking all the time. So it was either get rid of this horrible habit forever, and change it with something different, right? Change a habit with something with a different habit, right? And or continue to do this habit in to kill me literally on my life, later on, today, maybe, I don't know, whenever that happens, right? So habits are actually very, very important. Here's another habit that I have, and I don't consider this I don't know. Well, I don't think it's a bad habit. I don't think I don't think anyone should consider it a bad habit, because in a way this is something that I actually like to do, right? Smoking, that was a habit, but it wasn't something that I liked to do. It was something that I kind of had to do it, in a way. I don't know how to describe it. It was a weird thing. I just kind of had to do it whenever I wanted it, right? So it was a good thing that I actually left that habit. Now here's another habit. My habit is to play football, right? So I like to play football, soccer for Americans who don't understand. I like to play football all the time, and so yeah, that's kind of a habit of mine, right? I like to play football. I also like to watch it. I like to watch football because I think it's just nice the way I don't know, it's the whole system when it comes to football is actually interesting to me, so I like it. And so that's another habit, right? That's another habit that I have. Now, that doesn't mean that, I do it all the time. It's just a habit that is kind of like over there, right? It's like a second type of habit, right? It's something that I don't do on a daily basis, but it's something that I like to do. And so because of that, because I like doing it, it's not something that I'm just going to let go, right? So, I think that's actually very important for you to understand that some habits are actually a good thing, some habits are a bad thing, and some habits are just, just right there, right? It's not something that you actually need to be doing all the time, like playing football like myself. I actually, I believe that, whenever or wherever there's something that you actually like, you should bring it. If you become successful, if there's something that you actually like, for example, women love makeup, right? So that is something that they will bring with them if they become successful or as they're becoming successful. And so football for me is, kind of one of those things that, as I'm becoming successful, I get to, I have more time to, play football or watch football or, whatever, right? So habits is actually a very important thing that you can understand. It's actually a very good thing to understand and know where they come from and how to change them. And this book can actually help you out. It talks a little bit about what that is in a scientific way, you could say. So it's actually a very good book for you to read, right? So again, my name is Jonathan Aguilar, and if you're watching this, head over to my website, to worldwideonlinesuccess.com. You can get a presentation there that can explain to you how I'm actually standing over here, going live here and recording a video in front of the cameras without being all weird about it, because believe it or not, I wasn't always like this, right? And right now I'm wearing just white t-shirt and my pajamas. But yeah, anyways, if you head over to my website, worldwideonlinesuccess.com, you can get a free presentation there that can explain to you how you can utilize the internet to grow your business online and how you can actually express yourself better by learning, implementing about habits, mindset, and personal development. All right. So again, my name is Jonathan Aguilar. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.